You're muted,
You're
DM.
muted, my guy.
Gives me 2 for 3. That's a winning score, right? All right. As I was saying, welcome everybody to episode 12 of Blood and Silver here in Hard Knock Dice, where we also stream on Saturdays for our Cross Eberron campaign, DM'd by the Invisible Jonesy. Additionally, we are partnering with Extra Life, if someone wants to drop the link in chat, to raise money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So give it a click. Give some money. Helps be a hero not just in fantasy, but in real life too. It's even better that way. And without further ado, go ahead and get started on our recap. The story thus far. The slow occupation of a city by foreign powers disguised as friends, the incremental changes in economic priority bringing wealth to neighboring nations while stripping the people of liberty, comfort, and fortune. The immediate and unwavering violence brought to bear against those who cried out for change, for representation, and for freedom from foreign oppressors. These are the tribulations faced with the people of the city-state of Griffin, at the hands of the religious zealots of Altus, the military powers of Karath, and the wealthy merchants of Zorgine. Our heroes, mercenaries of sorts, stand with the people of Griffin, having thrown in their lot with the rebellious movement known as the Order of the Dawn, first by rescuing the young strategic genius Valentine Pascal, and then by eliminating the threat of the opposition's own military leadership, General Spiros Rokides. Having chosen a path less sullied by blood, they have attempted to reason with him, connecting to him through his brother Alikos, but their plan was cut short by an immediate emergency. The child, Maximilian, an orphan of violence, has been kidnapped by an unknown entity, or had been. Believing the enemy to have a connection to the eerie Knights of the Alton Church, they immediately raced to the slums, following directions written in blood, accompanied by Alikos. Reaching their destination, they engaged the bestial warrior in combat, claiming victory, albeit only after great injuries to themselves and the young boy. Using a combination of magic and surgery, the boy is mostly well and on his way to a full recovery. Thus, the party returned to their quest of forging a deal with Spiros. Valentine and Spiros have a private meeting in the Elfin Kiss, a popular and high-class eating house. We rejoin our party, who are waiting at various levels of patience right outside. Party, what are you doing?
Gaia, still in cat form, is clawing at the door. Every once in a while.
Fair enough. Your cat-like pawing at the door is currently ignored.
I have followed Alikos down to the bar and am keeping as close of proximity as I can to him, and also keeping like an eye on the bar in general.
Gotcha. Alikos is doing that, like, getting himself a drink, but it's like the, I'm really stressed, I'm gonna get myself a drink kind of thing. He will offer you one too. Serafina, can I interest you in something to perhaps take the razor's edge off?
That would be wonderful, thank you.
What do you like?
I will drink what you're drinking.
All right, you get a sweet but strong Karothi brandy.
Great. I cheers him.
He gives you the, like...
It's like 1,
cheers.
2, 3, go!
Definitely one of those. Roger, what about yourself?
I'm hanging out in the hallway, listening at the door.
All right. Sounds good. And yourself, Apollinaire?
Similar situation. Like I said, they said, all right, go outside. And I went and was like, all right. I went right outside the door, and that was it.
They did not give you any specific requests outside of go outside, so...
That's true.
Technically, you're still abiding by agreements. Is anyone going to be doing anything else, as this is not going to be a brief talk? If left alone, they will be in there for quite some time. Not quite some time, like days, obviously, but like at least an hour or two.
Be a long talk. I would like to drop eaves if possible. No eaves.
Noted. Make me a perception check. At disadvantage.
Right. Well, you know, disadvantage, it do be disadvantageous sometimes. It's a 12.
Gotcha. You can definitely hear their voices, but just due to the high quality door, it's thick hardwood door. It goes all the way to the floor. You're only getting the occasional word. I will say, neither one of them seems heated.
I have a question.
Let's hear it. What's up?
The spell comprehend languages.
Yes.
The exact wording for it
Oh, we're getting
is,
technicalities.
for the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
Yes.
If I'm hearing them speak,
It is
While
not a
it's-
different language.
while it's muffled, it's any language that is spoken. I
And
understand
any
the
language-
literal meaning.
That you hear, the problem is the parts you can't hear.
Could
Good
I
try,
use
though.
it-
You know what? 2 points. That's
could I
really
use
clever.
it for the muffled words?
You understand the muffled words.
Fuck. Okay.
The street.
Yeah, it's
Bacon.
like that. But you know what? Give yourself that was a really clever attempt. I'm gonna give you a 1d4 to use on any skill check this session.
He's like, can I use it to drop eaves better?
If he wants to, it is his to use. I like 1d4 better than just rolling at advantage because it allows you to
Stack.
I don't know. Yeah, allows you to stack it. I like giving players things that stack. That being said, is there anybody else who would like to do anything over the next hour or two?
Roderick seems to be concentrating really hard at that door.
You're doing that 1,000-yard stare while standing 2 feet to the right kind of thing.
I'm gonna be actually on the lookout for outside threats. I want to keep an eye out for anybody like looking a little sussy. Anybody who seems like they're standing around for similar periods of time that we are for no particular reason. People who people who look like like they're trying to be like undercover cops but are very clearly undercover and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Roll me a perception check, not at disadvantage.
Hell yeah, bro.
Let's make a new rule. All skill checks are at disadvantage
Oh,
until said
hell yeah.
otherwise.
Oh, shit.
I don't like that rule.
Yeah, no, I don't either, actually.
14.
14.
12.
You're getting, actually, probably the most thing you're going to notice is going to be the interest you are garnering from either staff or other patrons. Because the way y'all are taking up either side of the door almost looks like y'all are bodyguarding whoever is inside. So they're mostly curious about, like, what's going on in there. It's like when you see a bunch of, like, flashing sirens outside of a building when you're driving by. You're like, curious about what's going on there. So that kind of
if
that kind
any
of
of them
energy.
happen to wander close enough by him, just be like, very messy. I love those quarrels. You understand? Gives you
Nobody. It is people looking up from downstairs.
Oh, okay.
No one seems to be. So there's 4 of these private meeting rooms at the Elfin Kiss, and none of the others seem to be occupied. So y'all are the only ones actually upstairs. This is more people looking up at y'all from below the balcony.
I see. Eldritch Eye. No, not.
I am talking with Alikos and also making perception checks, just trying to make amends with this man and also make sure that we're not going to get jumped.
Gotcha. First, roll that perception check.
Yeah. Perception. Oh, Jesus, I lost the dice. Give me a sec.
You're not supposed to throw them, Seraphina. You're
I
supposed to roll them.
missed my little box thing. That's going to be a 19.
19. Okay. You're seeing much the same that Apollinaire is. Maybe you're actually getting a few words of, I wonder what is going on up there. Do we have an important person here? Politicians, perhaps. There's always politicians coming in here. It is upper class. That kind of thing.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be any, like, intentional threat. And no one acting overly suspicious. The only people eavesdropping is y'all, that you can tell.
Okay.
That being said, Apollinaire, what are you saying to him? Because he seems to be mostly distracted. He keeps glancing up at the room. He gets at least 2 more drinks before the meeting is over. So how you interact with him is up to you as he is distracted.
Did you mean Seraphina?
Yes, what did I say?
You
Apollinaire.
said Apollinaire, so that's
Oh,
why I was real
I
confused.
am so sorry. That was Sarah.
I was rolling it around. I was.
Yeah, no. That was definitely intended for Seraphina. I apologize.
Okay. I think it's mostly just it's, Roderick does mean to fix your armor, and we can get you situated. You did far more than I could have ever asked.
He's just holding his cup, just kind of. Oh, yes, I did not expect that it would be anything else. He does not come across as a deceptive person or someone to make false promises. But I do appreciate your reassurance.
Yeah. Are you doing okay?
I'll have another, please.
Clearly you're not doing okay. Oh my gosh. I think at this point, if he's getting plastered,
not plastered, but he is definitely. This is probably about the time he's getting his second.
Okay.
So he is. He's not getting plastered, but he is thoroughly sanding that edge off.
Okay. I am still slowly drinking the first one because I don't have the ability to get drunk right now. There's too much on the line.
Right. Yeah, is there anything else you wanted to say to him?
I mean,
or if you want to shortcut it, you can just say small talk, or if you had anything more specific.
It's really just small talk. It's trying to show that very similar to when we first met him. Just that funny, like, try to reintroduce, like, I am who I am. Like, yeah, we had a weird chat that caused a whole bunch of strife.
One way to put it, yeah.
But Seraphina is apologetic and is trying to sort of earn back some of the trust that was clearly destroyed. So
interestingly enough, it's not that he rejects the fact that you're apologetic. It almost seems like he doesn't even realize that you're being apologetic. And it's not just that he's distracted. His responses imply. Actually, roll me an insight check. We're gonna put this on your ability to read people.
Insight is going to be just a 17.
That's enough. It wasn't that high of a check, but if you rolled a nat 1 or below a 10, we would have seen something maybe a little bit different. Okay. But it seems his responses imply that he doesn't even recognize that you feel like you have something to apologize for, and therefore your apologetic attitude seems to go over his head. That is not helped by the fact that he is clearly very distracted by what is going on upstairs. I know we spoke some, obviously, about things, but I still do not know for sure what he was going to say. I hope all is well.
Yeah. I think with that, I take his hand and just hold on to it and go like, we'll get through this, whatever it is.
Fair love.
God, I hate this.
I love it. I'm not even gonna roll till you say.
I hate you. 17. 17. Let's go high. My insight was 17. Let's go high this time.
All right. When you go to take his hand, he squeezes it back.
Very, very sweet.
Not
All right.
everything has to be like super important, right? We can roll for small things.
Sure.
So, as an hour goes by, and then some, two of you very impatiently listening at the door, one of you impatiently pawing at the door.
I have to take a trip outside. At some point, if it goes off, like a fucking sword is just gonna go into existence if I don't.
So, as I have done before, and I will do again, you may expend a spell slot to extend the spell without having to recast it. I set that precedent in my other campaign, and I'm going to keep doing it here, if you would like to do so. Unless you were just going to go outside and yeet it into an alley or something.
I was gonna stick it somewhere on the horse.
Or whatever you were going to do. I just didn't know if you wanted to continue the spell pocket.
I have 2 spell slots. I can't afford to use it on concealing a single weapon.
How does that affect cantrips? Because I'm thinking...
Go ahead.
I'm thinking of doing something that won't really affect gameplay, it's more story-wise.
What is it you would like to... Is it something you're going to be doing right now or something for later?
Something for later.
We'll handle it when we get to it. Okay, yeah, do that. But yeah, Apollinaire, if you're just wanting to ditch the sword instead, we can do that also. No one's going to stop you leaving or returning.
If you let Roderick know that you're going to go ditch the sword, he'll just tell you that he can hold on to it for you.
Can you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Roderick
How are you going
has
to conceal it?
bags all over him for, like...
It's a
tools.
sword!
Yeah, you can
It's a
shove
short
it back
sword.
there.
It's like 1.5 feet long.
Yes, it is a short sword.
I got all
Wow.
kinds of tools. You can just slide it right there in the back. It'll just be like, that's a weird handle for a pair of tongs or something.
I don't want Seraphina to be weaponless either.
If you do decide to conceal it on Roderick's person, there's no one up there. Y'all could step around the hallway where the other meeting rooms are. And
Let's do
I
that.
will say you will have advantage on the stealth check to conceal it amongst the tools.
You're not proficient in stealth, are you, Roderick?
Oh, totally. I have double
Me
disadvantage
neither.
on stealth.
Me neither. But I got a +3.
Can I aid him?
I already have advantage, so.
Oh, I thought the advantage and disadvantage stacked in this particular
Do they?
campaign.
Can he?
Yes.
Could he? Oh God, could I get double advantage from Roderick also participating in this venture of hiding it? 'Cause he's trying to conceal it as one of his tools, and I mean, he is a blacksmith. He knows a lot about smith's tools. Very knowledgeable.
I'm on the fence on this one. Sure.
Hey.
I gotta roll 3d20s. This is a weird feeling.
Three not ones. Let's hear it. I'm not gonna lie. If it was...
9. Natural 20.
Hey.
Good job. Good job.
Yay! I won't lose my
Stealthy old
sword.
The sword is gone.
Oddly, did you wish to see a magic? No, it still is. What? Odds like I cannot tell you. You are very quiet, my friend.
Let me adjust my volume real quick.
Gotta get a pair of pliers.
So, as that is very stealthily concealed amongst the tools, you'll return to your post, and a little bit more time does go by before the door opens. it is Spiros standing there. You can see Valentine still seated at the table, unharmed. Nor is Spiros.
Can we see his face?
He is seating with his back to you.
Uh-huh.
I believe we have come to an agreement. If you would like to join us.
Of course.
Alright, yeah.
Hold on a moment, I will fetch Serafina and your brother.
Roderick's just gonna.
Wait, Serafina!
Oh.
Come here.
This is a classy establishment. You do not yell across the restaurant. There's a cat here, so.
Do I hear this? I can drag Alikos up the stairs.
You already clarified that you were keeping an eye on things. I will say, even if you didn't hear anything, it would have been only a matter of a minute or two before you noticed and would be able to head upstairs.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Do we have line of sight on the bar from where we were up on the second story, or is it like in a completely different section?
Say again?
Did we have line of sight on the bar where we were, or was it in a completely separate section?
From outside, you would have line of sight of the bar over the balcony.
Right,
But,
okay.
not from inside the room, no.
Right, okay. That's what I meant. It was like,
I see.
Yeah. As soon as I see any kind of indication, I'm upstairs.
Easily done. So as you guys regather in the room, you will see it's not that hard to say. I'm not going to make anyone roll any additional rolls. Spiros looks a little bit stressed, but I have completely mind blanked on my own NPC. Pascal, Jesus. Valentine looks a little bit more relieved, maybe uncertain, but there is a tightness around his eyes and jaw that is just not there anymore. That you definitely had going in. Probably at least part of it is he didn't get assassinated like he was worried about, so that's, always good.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, being alive. It's a positive.
Yeah, especially after, he actually cared about living again after hanging out with you guys some. So that would really suck if
we're
he had
cool
just
like that.
he had just claimed that will to live again in time to get assassinated. That'd be a bummer.
Would be a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What?
seating
Not a
around the
correct
table
statement.
takes just a couple minutes, and with the door open again, the staff does come by, and Spiros orders another bottle of wine. He says, "Something to celebrate the conclusion of our negotiations, I think." I am still worried, but I think I am satisfied. As satisfied as one can be in situations such as these. Yourself. Just get a nod from Pascal. After you get the wine is poured for those who can and also want to drink. Sorry, Roderick. The unknowing waitstaff places a cup in front of you.
Gaia will untransform right in front of Roderick, grab the cup.
As you untransform, all of you will notice Gaia's looking a little bit more masculine than usual. That Adam's apple and sharper cheekbones, he definitely has a very manly appearance. Gaia, you do not notice this as there is not a mirror. Maybe a hiccup in the transformation process.
is this a very obvious change?
It's probably one of those double take, most of the appearance aspects are the same. It's almost like something went a little wild with her magic. But yeah, she transforms, oh, it's got
Alrighty.
Damn in place.
Gets
For question.
gets no response from Spiros, who is not accustomed to seeing Gaia anyway, so nothing seems out of place. And probably no more than a second glance from Alikos, who isn't super intimately familiar with changelings, so maybe this is just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just be like that.
Maybe it just be like that.
Just be like that.
Roderick gives them a nod, like, "Oh, they're different now. Cool."
Yeah. That being said, once everyone is settled, everyone has a goblet full of delicious, expensive imported wines. And now to business, or I suppose an explanation of the business that has been concluded.
Just would be most welcome, yes.
At this time, for a multitude of reasons, not the least of which would be if I were to adjust the behavior of my troops, or the troops under my command, it could arouse suspicion and create yet more trouble. However, I have agreed that I will not be making any special efforts to impede your activities or locate anyone of your compatriots, unless my hand is forced to do so for political reasons. And perhaps most importantly, when your tasks, he is very clearly trying to avoid incriminating terminology because you never know who's going to be around. But when it reaches that point, when Mr. Valentine gives his word, I can't speak for everyone, but for me and mine, we will depart the city immediately and let things run its course. And if we return, it will only be as guests of Griffin, not as occupants. I guess occupiers would probably be the better term there.
Gaia just kind of looks around at Seraphina and Apollinaire. Is this good? Is this a good thing?
Much deeper voice than y'all are accustomed to hearing coming out of Gaia.
Is this a good thing?
Yes. Yes, Gaia.
Oh,
I want to clarify, little one. I can hold this promise only so long as I stand in front of the Kerothi banner. Which is yet another reason why, for the time being, very little will change in how we operate. Because when that time comes, we have agreed, and he kind of gestures across the table at Valentine Pascal, playing along for the moment will be the lesser evil in order for us to withdraw comfortably when it is of most importance.
Oh,
That's
still,
great.
still sounds good. And she'll run over and give him a hug.
And just to avoid any complication, I know wild magic surges usually go away pretty quick, but we'll just stick to this one until the next time you transform. Unless you have any particular problem with that.
I just need to remember his deeper voice.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, it's me, Gaia.
Oh. Hey,
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
On Gaia. So,
Yeah, I'll
Approach him at the end of the table and stick out my hand for a handshake.
I'm really glad we didn't have to kill you.
I am much appreciative as well. And he takes her hand and shakes it.
That's all
Alright.
I asked for.
So, before I depart,
It's a real hot hand.
I mean, this man is both a soldier and a politician.
Yeah, sure.
He's great at maintaining decorum, no wincing, nothing. Unwavering
It's not
handshake.
that hard, but it is definitely uncomfortably warm.
But you don't get a reaction out of him. It was my point, because he's really level-headed kind of guy, really stable in these kinds of unexpected situations. So, Last point of order before I make my way out, as I believe we should not be seen leaving together.
That seems fair.
This Maximilian, if you would like to take me up on my offer, how would you like to organize handing him off? Obviously, you'll be most comfortable, I think, meeting who will have his custody for the foreseeable future.
I will send you a Fox message.
Very well. I will need at least 24 hours notice
That
to
is
be able to organize a day trip, as it is outside of the city walls.
Would you prefer if I sent it to Alikos or to yourself?
Either is fine to me. I am sure Alikos will get that information to me promptly, should it be sent to him as well.
All right.
If you're concerned about Max being seen, I can turn him invisible. Or if you're concerned leaving here, I can turn you invisible as well.
As far as the boy, that is entirely on you. I do not particularly think they are on the lookout for him, but if you think that is safest, then I encourage you to do what you believe you need to do. As far as myself, that may very well be a good idea. I took great measures to not be seen on my way here, but all it takes is a passing glance from a street-side drunk, and then the rumors spread.
Well, I mean, where would Maximilian be going? You don't gotta tell me like the exact place, but what kind of place is it?
Outside of the city walls, if you so desire, I can give you more details. And he kind of like peers at the window and the door. I would be more comfortable discussing that also outside of the city walls.
I think that you should know that Max's last caretaker died.
I have been
Defending him.
informed by my brother.
Okay. I wanted you to be informed. It seems like whoever this is, you and your brother care for them.
You get another sharp glance from Alikos at his brother. Anyone who's interested, roll me an insight check.
Yeah.
Everyone reaches for their dice. Why did I even say anyone interested?
14.
Dirty 20! 24.
As we can't get in combat anytime soon. That's a 22 on a natural 20.
All right, I'll go ahead and prepare an impromptu battle map real quick.
Can we not? I'm gonna
Lord.
die.
Anyone who beat a 20 will notice a flicker. It is only a flicker in the iron countenance of Spiros the Stoic. He looks profoundly uncomfortable for just a hair when you say that. But even for those that rolled high enough, it was there and gone so quick. I'm not 100% sure it was actually there.
There at all.
Was it there at all? Very well. I will be making my leave now. Sir, do you want to enact your magic now, or how would you like to do that?
Sir. Here. And I'll cast invisibility.
Y'all hear?
Let me just do something quick. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, with the vanishing, he just melts away into thin air. I'll hear some footsteps. About the time he gets to the stairs, you can tell he is beginning to try to sneak with mixed success. Probably enough to get him at least through the drunken crowds
He's
unnoticed.
invisible, Sammy.
He's invisible. Everyone's drinking. There's like a bunch of people down there. It was a crazy busy night. This place was not picked on accident. And then he's gone. And it is y'all and Alikos. Seems like good news, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I should also be leaving. Although it is less crucial for me to be subtle, I suppose. Serafina,
I
Yes.
can turn you invisible if you want.
I should be fine. I do appreciate it, especially for what you did for my brother. But how do I reach out to you if I would like to see you again? And he looks a little bit scared.
I use a first level spell and create a fox to him and hand it to him and say, next time you want to see me, this will only last for the next 8 hours. So name a time and place. And we'll meet.
Oh, she's asking you out on a date.
Actually, let's
That's
see. something.
Honey.
He said, still looking at the fox, he just says, if only I should be so lucky. And then he seems to realize what he has said and kind of, have a great evening, and turns on his heel and leaves rapidly, red in the face.
I look back at my friends and go, we have already put that poor man through so much. Why?
I've not done anything
Why
to
do
him.
you-
I don't think I have spoken 10 words to him.
No, but poor Roderick, every single time. Every
What?
single time.
What?
And I
Roderick,
just
do you even know what a date is? Have
wave
you
it
ever been on a
away.
date?
Yeah, all over the calendar. No, I mean, I know what a date is between two people, you know, intimate and what have you.
Yeah, it's a fruit.
Oh Lord.
Okay, are
I'll
you
be honest, I was
feeling
not
all right?
prepared for what Gaia said.
Yeah, go ahead. Why'd you looking good with that change? Looking nice.
A little bit of facial hair. Got that scruff going on.
What do you mean?
You're a dude. Yeah, what? You're a dude.
Pulls open the front of her pants. That's not right.
And this is when Seraphine is like, all right, I think that Alikos and Spiros have left. Let us depart. Valentine, how are you doing?
I am hoping to every god that exists, and probably a few that don't, that all of this ends well. And that if Spiros is as authentic of a man as he seemed, that this does not come back to bite him in the ass either. There is a shortage of good men in politics.
Yes, I would agree with that. Would you like to be made invisible as well for to feel more safe, or do you feel safe enough with us going back?
I believe it is probably best for me not to be seen.
Okay.
Let's see something real quick.
Oh no.
Another one.
He's just like
Oh,
we're good
no.
halfway to his horse, and he just becomes like motherfucker.
I mean, at least you got it out of there.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, I forgot that invisibility is a concentration spell.
Oh no. What spell do I?
It's been a few minutes. Spiros was able to get some away.
Well,
Sounds like a him problem to me.
So, while we wait for him to get out west a little bit, what's the whole deal with us sending Maximilian off, though? Why we want to send him away?
Get him somewhere safe. That's all.
Nowhere safe.
It will be safer in the middle of a city that is probably not going to remain so calm for much longer.
All right. But, I mean, we're trying to avoid that, though.
I think that it will happen regardless, but we can try to reduce the time that it spends that way. The Altons will not leave of their own volition,
Right. Okay.
at the very least. And the others may require some convincing that it is in their best interest to leave.
Right. Yeah, I reckon that makes sense. If it's only just for a little while.
For what it is worth, the Zoridi only have a single unit of military personnel here. Their primary
Nice.
involvement with the governance kind of alliance thing going on here is economic.
That one unit's an ancient gold dragon.
Since Gaia's invisibility spell is concentration, I do have a disguise kit on me. I could try to use that to disguise Valentine.
It's up to y'all, whichever method y'all would like to use. Valentine, as not a field operative of any kind, is going to leave it up to y'all's discretion.
we can just give him.
A few minutes will be fine. It gets away in a while, and then the invisibility could just wear off. If that's alright with Gaia.
Oh, I am fine with it. I am not sure if he'll know that it is worn off. So he may think that he is invisible when he is not.
So, this is my thought. It's a much shorter walk from here to the Seven Jesters. If I can disguise Valentine well enough, it gives Spiros, because at this point right now, Spiros is the one who is putting everything on the line. So if he gets caught collaborating with us, then that is truly the end of everything.
Sure, alright. I mean, yeah, we can keep him safe in our sight.
So
Guidance.
Okay. I've never actually had to use disguise kit. What skill is that?
I can't give you guidance. Never mind. No.
That's a concentration spell.
That's okay. I can cast guidance on
I'll
myself.
give her guidance.
Oh, do you have guidance?
Do seriously all three of you have guidance?
Actually, I might not have guidance. I just, Claire just legitimately assumed that I have guidance myself. I do not have
Howard,
guidance.
Don't take guidance as a cleric. Just take it to the man.
I don't have guidance.
Good job.
That's okay. I will.
Well stuck.
I'm not sure what is regularly used. For the moment, we will say dexterity.
Okay. Sounds good.
I will aid her by using the light cantrip and making sure she has proper lighting to get the blending right on all of the makeup that she's using.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Over there with the Iron Giant headlamps.
Amazing. I love
You're like
that
one of the little
reference.
fingers falls down and it gets real bright, like got the ET light going.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay. So
Go
I've cast guidance on myself. I have advantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Buddy, I don't even need it. I don't
Double
even
nat
need
one.
it.
Got it.
No, that's a nat 20, my friend.
Oh, we are gonna die. We cannot
Hell
fight
yeah.
anything. We have to
Guy
do
turns
something
around
to
and
get
punches
rid
the
of.
bar.
Is that 3? Is that 3 net 20s in this
Yeah.
restaurant so
So-
far?
That is 3. We are gonna die.
Noted. Noted.
What do you mean noted?
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The
I'm just...
dice gods balance that. That is not your job.
Who said?
Um,
But in all seriousness, at least in part thanks to Seraphina's immaculate transformation with Valentine into a Zoridi merchant.
Holy shit.
Y'all get back to the 7 Jesters completely fine.
Hell yeah. Look at that. There was no, we did not have to fight anybody. It was quite successful.
Okay, but in all seriousness, we gotta figure this out.
Yeah, your name's kind of on the nose now.
Is it just not on purpose?
maybe if you take a nap, maybe if you sleep on it, it'll it'll go away.
Okay, I will be back. And Guy's gonna go to her nest.
All right. I mean, for what it's worth, it is pretty late. Y'all already went out for dinner, and y'all were there for several hours between the preliminaries, the actual discussion, and then the explanation portion at the end. So, it is probably like midnight-ish.
Oh.
I go up to my balcony, check on Maximilian, and unless anybody has anything particular to say to me, I go to sleep.
Just they inform you that Max did wake up a couple of times, drank a little bit of water, ate a very little bit of food, mostly consisted of broth,
Okay.
Maybe a couple bites of bread, and then went back to sleep.
Okay.
But it was more than was happening, so generally encouraging news.
Okay.
Does everyone... Oh, I was about to say, does everyone go to sleep? Half the party doesn't sleep. Does everyone wind down for the evening?
Nope.
All right. Who is winding down for the evening, so we know who to focus on? All right. Seraphina's... Okay, the people that sleep. Excellent. Glad to hear. Gaia and Seraphina. Gaia hoping to wake up in a more familiar body. And Seraphina, she's had a long day. She's going to lay down.
Yes.
My slumberless friends, what are you doing?
What's up?
Working on the table.
The table. You
Table,
put
yeah.
quite a number of significant hours into this with some decent skill checks. It's not far from completion. Will you roll me one more crafting check?
Sure.
No.
17 on the dice plus 8.
Wow.
Sick.
Nice.
All right. And Mr. Apollinaire, what are you doing with your evening, since you are also not winding down?
Oh man. Good question. I'd probably spend part of his time. He'd keep Roderick company, whatever the fuck he's doing. Just kind of doing that grandpa thing of like kind of asking him what he's doing, like no understanding whatsoever of the explanation, like not getting it at all. He's not a blacksmith, he's not a craftsman, but just getting him to talk about the stuff he's interested in. Just letting him go on for a bit. Just be like, oh yeah.
I will fill his ear with all the nuances of whittling things.
Oh yeah. That's nice.
He is making a replica of Griffin City with a shocking amount of detail. Like y'all have seen those like really, really high quality like miniature train towns and stuff. For some of those get like weirdly high detail. It's looking not far from that.
Wow. Yeah, do that for a bit, and then go to the back room where, like, his room is. Yes.
I was going to, while doing this stuff of creating the city, ask Apollinaire where his inn was.
Yeah, I'd point it out. Like it was over here in the first layer, kind of right around there.
Is it a crappy part of town? I mean, I know it's in the fourth
It
layer.
was in the middle. It was like in the middle class, like near some of like somewhere in between like what tradesmen lived in the fourth layer as well as like the laborers and stuff.
So initially it would have been very middle class.
Yeah.
But
The area got more.
well, the whole fourth layer started to deteriorate as time went on. So there you are.
What was it called?
Whatever the opposite of gentrification is.
Right, raising the poverty line. That's
Yeah.
that's what it's called. It was called the Tolling Rose.
The Tolling Rose.
Yes.
What's that mean?
My last name is Belarus. Belarus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice.
Yes, it was Nicolette's idea. So it's
Is
quite
that your wife?
yes.
That's a great name.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, what did it look like?
It was not particularly fancy. It was a relatively simple building. We made ourselves stand out by, as they were always their best to have fresh flowers that would be kind of in pots and everything along the front, in the windows. Always making sure that there was the smell of the fresh plants within the bar. It's a simple, long, well-polished counter. I mean, it was unremarkable, but it was mine.
And yeah, Roger will take a little while and idly ask all the questions that he can about everything about the whole establishment, so he can make a proper replica of it and plop it on in there.
I mean, 25
Basically
was
just-
your skill check, so he will make a nearly photorealistic copy. Well, you're getting more detail out of him than you are for any of these other buildings that you're having to, recall from memory. So most of them are like very general. But the Tolling Rose will, unlike every other building on this replica, be down to the finest minutiae.
Hell yeah.
That's me.
I'd say that probably shortly after he kind of wrapped up. I do not wish to cloud you while you are doing your work. Walk for a little bit. And I'm gonna go sit in my little back area, and think about the fact that I very nearly committed murder tonight, or was willing to commit murder tonight. And just think about that.
All right, yeah, you're
I brood. How's that?
good
That's the
time.
word. I brood.
so you are mostly alone with your thoughts.
Great.
How would you have done it, do you think? You were so close.
Do not think that is particularly relevant, as it is unnecessary. So,
Maybe the kiss of flame.
attempt to ignore him again. It's like I did the dumb thing I interacted. Mistake.
Very well. We both know you probably would have enjoyed it. At least a little bit. Have a good night now. And you just feel the kind of like companionable squeeze of your shoulder. And then the sensation of sharing the space with another being goes away. For now.
Dick.
Something stupid.
What's up?
Said I'm going to do something stupid.
Yeah, let's hear it. I love it when players do something stupid.
When it gets about dawn time, I'm going to sneak out.
Hey, all right.
Surely, Roderick is gonna actually sneak out of here without anybody noticing.
You know
But
what?
You can give it a shot. See how it goes.
Okay, so the first disadvantage, first disadvantage. Okay, so lowest is a 4. Okay, it maintained the lowest to be a 4 for a total of
4.
6.
That is worse than my passive perception -5.
That should be. I think that's worse than everybody's, right?
Yeah.
Everybody hears this.
I mean, for sleeping people, you're getting a pretty significant subtraction from your passive. Apollinaire, I'll say, you hear clanking and the door open, but I mean, you don't have any particular idea of what that could mean, so it's up to you whether you would like to react to it or not.
Good question. Hey, Kent.
What's up?
Hello.
Always high. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I love it when they do it to each other.
It's I got that DM in him. The problem here is, what did I don't know. I'm gonna interpret this as I want. I don't give a shit. Yeah, Potter would be like, fuck, it's like 3 a.m.
Well, it's close to dawn, so probably like
Close to
5:36, something like that.
It's one of those where it's at first Apollinaire's like, I'm sure he's just using the wash. Wait a minute.
About the time that Apollinaire is walking out, the door has just shut behind Roderick, and you see Maximilian peering over the railing of the balcony. Monsieur Apollinaire, what is that?
Maximilian. What is what?
I heard somebody leave, but I am very sleepy.
I think that Roderick is taking a walk. I was thinking that I might join him. You should go back to sleep.
Okay. Just kind of turns around and you hear him stumbling back to the bed.
Nice. Why the fuck is Maximilian's fucking perception so high? Like, what the fuck?
He's got PC levels already.
I rolled for it. I mean, his PC levels are all barbarians, so.
Oh, that would explain how he survived.
Yeah, there you go.
He was raging in his sleep. He's a special barbarian.
Now I'm thinking of what his subclass would be, though.
It's the subclass is the Slumbering Rager, and basically they can only rage while they're asleep.
Holy shit.
He's like a Snorlax.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck. He's too little. Yeah, fallen Roderick could see what dumbassery he's up to.
Well, I don't know where Roderick's going, so Roderick, why don't you give us the rundown?
Are you shadowing Roderick?
No, I'm just gonna catch up to him. I mean, if you're sneaking, you're moving slower than me, even at my old man speed.
Well, probably he will go a little bit faster once he's like
Roderick, wait,
out of danger.
where are you going?
What? Nowhere.
Hey.
Oh, just getting some fresh air, that's all.
I do not believe you.
You've never seen him breathe in his life.
You do not please. I thought you might be going to the bathroom and I realized that you're stupid.
it's a turn of phrase. You know, change your signal, you know.
Well, you know, all things considered, it is better even to not do that alone right now. So.
Well, shit.
I thought you were just going to get fresh air. What is the problem?
I might have fibbed a little bit. I might have it.
I
in
am
mind when
so
I was getting the fresh air.
I am confused and disappointed.
Well, well, I mean, I was trying to get you a gift from your old tavern, but I can't really make it a surprise if you follow me, so.
Logic, that is very kind of you, but there isn't anything left of it.
You said it just burnt down, so I mean, there's some left of it, right?
Not very much. It was a thorough fire.
Alright. But, I mean, there's gotta be like something left.
So at this point, it was over almost weeks ago. So there was there was ash and some small bits of stone from the foundation left, but
I mean, alright. Well, I'm gonna go get some ash and stone, I reckon.
I could use the exercise, so I will still accompany you.
Maybe you won't get shot by a crossbowman this time.
I would prefer that outcome, yes. It is very unpleasant. I do not know why there are soldiers who they seem to enjoy this role of combat. It is very unpleasant.
If we get attacked by Franz then over here, you know, it's gonna be one of those things.
I will hope that they do not. Also, like that, all things considered, it would be very foolish of them to do such a thing.
Right, I mean, like, how many times are you gonna do it before you kind of figure it's not worth it, right?
I think that they are quite stubborn, it seems. They're very determined and convinced of their own importance.
I mean, I ain't really fixed nothing in like 2-3 weeks anyway. What they got to complain about?
There are lots of people who they will hold on to an offense until they feel like they have returned what is owed.
Oh, that's just too damn bad.
It is a very tragic outlook, yes.
Well, I guess let's go inconspicuously.
I think the odds of that are very low, but
Yep,
by all means.
0%. Do you still have a house here? Never even asked that.
The
Oh, it
Golden
was
Rose
that
was
thing.
also
Yeah.
my house, yes.
Right, yeah, I figured that, you
I
know.
believe the way you described it to me is y'all lived on the upper floors, right?
All right, well, let's go visit, I reckon.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Do hope I don't get attacked.
So
You guys
once we get,
go?
I'll do that. I'll also do that grandpa thing of, you know, once we get closer to like in my neighborhood, I'm just kind of like, just random tidbits about the place and the kind of people that live there and stuff. Just kind of like, oh, and you know, back when the person who lives here was still a kid, such on and so forth, and just random bits and pieces.
What is the reason you give the guards at the gate between the layers?
Going to visit this guy's burned down inn.
Yeah, I'll just be honest. I'm like, a little over a week ago, my tavern was burned down, and I've recently met my friend here, and he wished to see the place that was once my own. You know, what is the harm?
Will you be able to tune in tonight?
Yeah, it was just
I would imagine so.
What name? And he takes out like a sheet of paper, ink pen.
Smith.
One Smith and one
Belarus.
Belarus. Alright, if you come by before sunup, you will need to give your names to whoever is here at the gate.
Right.
Be safe.
Before sunup? Isn't this like
Before
at
sunup.
dawn?
Yeah, they don't really stop people coming and going between the layers.
Normally? This is weird.
No, during the day.
So we're just so early that they're still doing like their nighttime
It's like
stuff.
3 a.m. or something, so yeah.
Holy shit.
He said before sunup, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Unless you wanted to do it later. It's entirely up to you.
I was thinking more like 5:30 or something like that, but it's all good. I don't think it's going to matter too much anyway.
Yeah. In that case, he gives you the caveat of if you come back by before sunup.
Sure.
Of course.
Roderick gets understandably weird looks as his uniqueness is incredibly noticeable at night.
You're a torch. We don't even need a torch. Like,
That's right.
who needs dark vision when you have a walking light source?
Alright, so yeah, you guys head to the Tolling Rose, or what used to be
What remains?
the
Yeah, what
Tolling
remains.
Rose.
My spot.
The parts that had fallen into the street or on neighboring buildings have been cleaned up, but for the most part, what was in this center of it, what was actually on Belarose's property, has been left alone. You see,
So nice of them.
there are some flowers and things left by people who used to frequent it. No one's really sure where you went. But
There'd be some, because I did stay with
yeah, you stay with a
some
few,
people
but
around here.
you've kind of mostly vanished. Not really sure if the Tolling Rose is ever coming back. And there's notes of condolence, sorry this happened kind of thing. They don't have you here to give it to, so they've kind of left it in a memorial-esque fashion, despite it not really marking anyone's death. But it was a popular place. It was a comfortable place for many people in the neighborhood. So a sort of non-mortem memorial.
That is still depressing.
This ain't so bad. It's got a nice foundation to it. Didn't build anything on top of this.
Roderick, not that you actually roll me a wisdom plus proficiency.
Sure. It's all the same to me.
Wisdom prof.
23.
You've seen. I mean, A, you know a lot about fire just in general, and B, due to your comfort level with flames, and as a craftsman, you've been present, having helped here and there with other house fires. You have never seen the results of a house fire so hot. Even the foundation stones have been cracked under what had to have been just almost an unholy heat.
Unholy. Who am I?
The neighbors' houses, you can see where the stone has been recently replaced from their houses being damaged.
Yeah, like after a couple minutes of sort of looking that over, I'm just gonna be like,
So, how'd this fire start?
I made what may have ultimately been a bad deal, but that is remains to be seen.
Feel right. Bad deal. Gotcha.
Correct.
Bad man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your fault and everything. Mistake on that.
Perhaps so.
So you probably don't want to be reminded of this place then.
No, Yes, that is not true.
Oh,
I think
come
that
on.
I have had many more happy memories here than I think it's outweighed.
Just over your shoulder, just to. Oh, come on. It wasn't that bad of a deal. Just think of all you got in return.
You wanted to make sure that I had nowhere else to go back to, so at least that is what I think.
Well, to hell with him. We get this place sorted out. You know, turn the city back on its heels. Get you a new inn. Can't say nothing about it. Make it out of stone so it don't burn down so easy.
It was mostly made of stone.
Better stone so it don't burn down too easy.
Perhaps so. It is a nice thought.
Is that, you know, thinking now, is it like a danger of you burning another place down? He said it was just so he didn't have a home to go back to.
I think it was a kick in the pants, as it were, to motivate me. So I do not think so.
Cool, you know, just didn't want anyone to get burnt up. Yeah. Well,
Should be fine. Yes.
Okay.
That'd be good.
you know, the deal was exactly you get power and stuff, right?
You have seen him do some things that old barkeeps generally can't do.
Yes.
All right, so, and you're being kicked in the gear and you're helping folks out.
That was what I wanted it for.
Well, I mean, I guess that's not too bad a price to pay for a tavern.
And that was my thought as well.
Should make you roll for poker face on that one.
Sure.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Inside check.
Were you wanting to actually search the wreckage for anything, Roderick?
I'll give it a passing poke around.
Give me an investigation check, and I'm assuming always high.
Always high. Now my investigation check. Not the best. Not the best. A good old 10 on the dice. I think plus 1. Yes, 11.
So you're poking around just lightly. You don't expect to find much or anything in a blaze like this. The stone was reduced to rubble by these flames. But almost inexplicably, you find not even charred, not even singed, a small wooden box, lightly carved, not masterfully, but it's pretty. Apollinaire, you would recognize this as your late wife's trinket box that she used to store some of her jewelry and other knickknacks in.
Oh.
You haven't opened it in years.
Damn.
It's just
Slightly bewildered old man.
important, and it seems pretty well intact.
It looks like it did not go through a house fire at all.
Increased bewilderment.
Does Apollinaire look like he's like, can I gauge your current reaction to finding this box?
Yeah, no, like equal parts like like I said, kind of confused at its presence, but also like mixed with grief and like longing and like bits and pieces of like joy and and like I said, just confusion that like it's there. Just rapid fire.
Yeah, here you go, mate.
I did not hear what you said.
I said, all right, yeah, here you go, mate.
I cannot believe that this is not bounce down to a crisp.
You feel fingers digging into your shoulders. And you hear a low growl.
Maybe it was
Logic,
magical or something. Like a
Logic,
magic box for these trinkets.
Logic, could you hold on to it for me, please?
Sure. I'm gonna cast detect magic on it.
There is not even the vaguest hint of magic on it.
Don't seem magical, so I guess you just got real lucky.
Maybe so, but just hold on to it for me for now and keep
Sure.
it safe. I only have the one good hand while we're walking around. I would not want to
Right,
drop
right.
it.
I'll wrap it up and put it in one of the backpacks or something.
You guys heading back? Or are y'all gonna stick around for a while? What's going on?
I was just gonna ask, out of curiosity, once I hand the box back over to Roderick, does whatever unpleasantness that homie is radiating die down?
Not immediately.
Okay. Cool. That's nice.
This is the first time you've sensed anything other than glib self-satisfaction. Yeah.
Assholery.
Yeah.
Cool. That's nice.
Smug assholery is a pretty good
Yeah.
term for what he generally exudes.
That's awesome. Wow.
This was frustrated rage.
Haha, you didn't burn all my shit.
Kinda, yeah. That's what it comes. That's based on the information you currently have at your disposal. That's what it seems like.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, unless there's other business that Roderick would like to attend to around this area.
I'm gonna collect a few shapely stones, throw it in there, and maybe
Shapely stones.
yeah, shapely stone. Yeah, stones that got some curves to 'em. No, like larger flat stones or something like that that might be decent for making into other things later on down the road. Other than that,
From the fire,
yeah, from the fire.
Just crumble.
you
into
find
dust.
exactly 2 that have any structural integrity left at all.
Oh wow, that's
Hot fire.
so. When you said ashes, you mean like the stone was ashes? Okay.
Much of the stone is like almost
Slag.
like it's been reduced from granite to something more of the consistency of like a crumbly sandstone.
Oh.
Like if you were to take it and like knock it against something, it would probably like just shatter and fall apart.
Gotcha.
So that being said, it is about time to go on break. But I will say before we do, the 2 of you will make it back to the 7 Jesters without
Yay.
issue. You weren't there for very long, so you do have to give your names. But the very confused guard, again looking at Roderick, your names are there. Y'all are permitted. Y'all are allowed to pass. And as the sun rises, Gaia, you'll wake up in a body you're much more familiar with. Seraphina, you wake up with a young boy curled up in bed with you. which I believe you are on a glorified cot. So the actual bed is unoccupied. And weightlessly, 2 silver spirit foxes standing by, attentively waiting for you to wake up. And with that, we're going to go ahead and go to break. Everyone, use the restroom, grab a snack, grab a drink. We'll be right back here in just a few minutes, and let's see where the rest of the story goes. We'll see you shortly.
Bye!
Bye. And welcome back, everyone, to episode 12, Blood and Silver, here on Hard Knock Dice. Before we went on break, our party wrapped up a pretty important conversation in a way that seems favorable to their objectives with the rebellious group, the Order of the Dawn. From there, everyone went back and mostly slept or was productive, and then a couple of our non-sleeping members went for a little walk to the burned-down home/workplace of Apollinaire Bellarose, where they looked at the destruction, felt a little sad, and then found a, oddly enough, not burned box in the burned-down remains. A trinket box belonging to Apollinaire's late wife. There they then returned, and everyone is waking up. It was a pretty, other than the talk, pretty uneventful evening. Hopefully it'll be as peaceable of a day that the sun has risen on. We already described that Gaia was back in her normal body. Seraphina woke up with a Maximilian curled up in bed, the young boy who they had recently rescued and was very ill, or recovering slowly, but that makes sense due to the extent of his injuries. And also 2 of the spirit foxes that Seraphina's magic allows her to use as messengers. Y'all didn't wake up, the other 2 of you, because you don't sleep. So no exciting news there. Party, what are you doing on the sun rising on this brand new day, full of potential and wonder?
Second that Gaia wakes up, she'll do the same thing she did. Look down her pants, put them close, and just start, whoa! I'm back!
You look down and you see only what you expect to see.
I think that I open up an eye and realize that there's a tiny child like cuddling me, and I'm like, okay, that tracks. And then seeing the 2 foxes make the decision of who to listen to first, because I'm assuming one's from my parents and the other one is from Alikos.
Yes.
Okay.
But you don't know which is which, so
Yep.
we're going to be rolling for it.
Amazing. Okay. It doesn't really matter which goes first.
All right.
She needs to hear both of them anyways, so.
Gotcha. So we'll just see at random. The first one is from your parents. They regretfully inform you that while they still haven't gotten a strict no from the Elfin Council, that you haven't gotten a yes yet either. The complications of trying to get a human, and a full-blooded human at that, through the Sylvan border is something that is hotly debated. And due to it being a political nobody, is not even being taken seriously to the discussion table at this time.
Okay. I think about that, and I think I'm gonna I'm not gonna reply immediately because I have to figure out what I want to say. And it disappears, and then the next fox will give its message. You are muted.
Of course, at least I only got a couple words in this time. As expected, this one is from Alikos. It is simply saying, I would like to see you. I will be at our original meeting place this evening and the evening after. I have a couple of days of leave. If you would see fit to meet me there either night.
That message I do use. I do send out a fox and just say, "I will see you before it gets busy." And then I look down at this sleeping child and like extricate myself as like, I don't know if any of you have ever like dealt with small children, but there are like vice grips usually, and you're like, okay, how do I get them off gently?
Easily enough for you, he is curled up in a ball.
Okay.
So there's no complicated extricating. It's mostly trying to get up without disturbing him.
Okay.
But I'll also let you know that that's not terribly hard, as he is out cold, still in the recovery process.
Okay. If that's the case, I still have like a basin of like water and like rags, and I will do the mom thing and like wipe down his face and hands and just comb his hair out a little bit.
Much needed. He hasn't had a proper bath in a few days now.
Yep. And make sure that there's food and a snack there for him, and then go down to meet up with my party.
Her party. What are y'all doing?
Getting the strobe light set up now.
I mean, I imagine we're definitely like the council's gonna meet today, right? Like, there's no way it doesn't.
Yeah, right. We gotta tell them we got everything, going in line. No one's gonna be murdering nobody.
Might I remind you that that meeting that Valentine Pascal had was made on the authority of Valentine Pascal.
Right. Let's go ask Valentine then.
I mean, we'll need to know. I mean, regardless of.
I'm just gonna go pop in
time.
and say,
Okay, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we all go downstairs to go say hey to Valentine Pascal.
Check out his robe.
How you doing, my guy?
He's in his smoking lounge.
At this time of day, Valentine is the only one in the meeting room. As is normal, for those of you that have walked in early, he is sitting there having his breakfast and his coffee. But he's not looking over any papers this time. He's actually kind of like slouched a little bit in the chairs, kind of staring up into the middle distance while sipping his coffee.
Interesting. Good morning, Monsieur Pascal.
Oh, good morning. Sleep well.
Yes. How did you
Always.
sleep?
No,
I am sorry to hear that.
I was a boy and now I am not.
Which is good?
Yes.
I hope. Okay.
Guy is not a boy.
There you go.
the guy's in the name though, so I felt like it was fitting.
Just kind of see like he's looking for words and he's like, congratulations.
So when are we going to tell the council about all the good news, cuz?
That is kind of what I've been sitting here thinking of. Obviously, the first one to discuss it with would be, he also mind blanks on
Monsieur Lifeng?
Lifeng.
Yeah, Lifeng. I just realized all of the actual nice, detailed, written notes I had are in the other room. That being said, I have these super cool Google Docs for exactly these kinds of things. Monsieur Lifeng and Monsieur de la Fosse, I think, shall be the first to discuss it with. The most reasonable. And from there we shall discuss how to broach the subject with the others. But I'm not sure I'll get a chance to speak with Delafosse directly, so that will probably be up to Lai Feng to have those conversations, as it is easier for him to have meetings with them in public places.
You see, this is fine.
With the increased attention and violence lately, our meetings have proven even more difficult as the scrutiny of the opposition is at its highest point.
I see. Do you have any idea on what might next need to be done?
If I can get some information from Madame Dupont, and maybe a little bit of extra information from Monsieur Mazzanti, it will be easier to formulate a plan, but I am fairly certain on a list of targets. It is just prioritizing which is which in order to undermine the strength of our opponents, and trying to stay alive in the meantime.
I see. Would you like to go ahead and share some of these targets so we might...
I have it on fairly good authority that Monsieur Mizanti likes to frequent a establishment that I have fairly good access to.
Oh?
Yes.
Would you care to elaborate on this?
Oh, well, I
don't
suppose.
exactly do much exploring of the city these days.
No, that's okay. So while I was gathering intelligence about Spiros, I started a job at the Carnation and have done some work there. And our good friend Mizanti rolled in and was not very subtle about knowing who I was.
Don't think that subtlety is really his strong point, which is unfortunate, but, we have to take our allies where we can get them.
Right. But if there was a way for me to, have a conversation with him, sort of passing either through the Carnation or, that's an option because it's not an unusual thing. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
If I were to give you an envelope, could you deliver it to him unopened?
Yes.
And the expectation would be if you could communicate to him that his response would be acquired in the same way.
Yeah.
This could be a useful method of communication under circumstances where we can't exactly meet.
Yes. I can go back to the Carnation and get myself on the books and play some music and slip notes back and forth.
That would be brilliant. I would greatly appreciate that. Probably the hardest part of everything starting to pick up pace is the additional danger in the leaders meeting together. We have not been able to get one whole meeting with all of us since.
Right.
I will begin drafting that shortly.
All right.
If
Yeah, what's up?
If you need a message to be hidden that only let me double check the text on this real quick. Reading hand conveys whatever it means. Okay, that's confusing.
What
spell you looking at?
Illusory script.
And what is your question about illusory script?
When I use it to write a message, will it appear to that person as a message that I intend to write it as, or
Basically, anyone that you determine at the casting will read it as normal. To
Okay.
anyone not designated by you, it will appear as functionally gibberish.
okay.
Or
Then-
you can have it disguised as a separate message, more mundane. Up to you. So you could be like, I want it to appear like nonsense, or I want it to appear as like a lover's note from one of the girls at the Carnation, if you wanted, or anything along those lines.
Okay. Then I'll just say that I can do that.
Noted. Every little bit of obfuscation assists us in staying alive long enough to see our objective to the end. So I will not turn down this kind of assistance. I will have this letter ready for you probably by tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I would like to I'd like to meet with Lifeng first.
Okay.
Right. And what are these other targets that you think are very likely? I mean, regardless, if I understand you're not sure which one would be preferred right this moment, but it would give us something to be thinking about rather than just sitting on our hands.
Galnaming support is important, so we are continuing to recruit and also to sow a favorable opinion of an uprising, or at least sow discontent against the governors more solidly and more structuredly than they already have. Any attacks on their storehouses, food supplies, methods of transportation. He gets into the nitty-gritty with you, going over probably a bunch of military terminology that you have never seen, Apollinaire, as a barkeep.
I just nod like, yeah.
It's tactical commentary, it's logistics commentary,
Mm-hmm.
it's securing your own source of arms and food, trying to get some vestige of training for the people that do sign on in a more official capacity. Stuff that has to do with how to relocate supplies and stuff between safe houses to make it less vulnerable to raids. He'll go over about these kinds of things for as long as you'll sit and listen, because it's extensive, months of work ahead of you.
I mean, if you needed to, I could set some places on fire if you just point me in the right direction.
Time and place, but absolutely.
All right.
This is something that we could definitely assist with.
When we reach the culmination that we discussed with our new acquaintance, Spiros, it will probably be a great deal of setting things on fire. So.
Right.
Well, I am very excited to go back to the Carnation. We get to see the pretty ladies again.
He just kind of reaches out with the hand, not holding the coffee. They are in the habit of keeping pretty ladies around the Carnation, yes. Kind of important for their business model. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in that spirit, I should make my way over to the Carnation to get myself on the books so that I can get that letter to Mizanti sooner rather than later.
Yes, and much appreciated. In the meantime, so that I have some grasp of your schedule, what and when do you plan to do with Maximilian? Are you going to be taking Mr. O'Kiddy's up on his offer, and if not, where will you be traveling? To the Sylvan Wood, I know, was one such thing discussed.
The Sylvan Wood is still a mystery.
You have not heard
So
back?
not exactly. So
Fair enough, I
I
shall not pry.
complications, politics, as you would. The next
What
time.
What
Yeah.
politics?
Dealings between the humans and the elves is usually a complicated process at the very best.
He's a child.
Gaia, I know, and I think rather than trying to obfuscate this, I go, despite my parents holding a high status as priests of the way, Maximilian is not important enough for them to find it, for the king or the council or the other folks in charge to see it as a priority. So despite everything that I have done for my people, it seems like it's going to be low on their radar until I do something that is too big to ignore. And so I do think that I will take up Spiros's offer, because I can't take him to the woods, and I look to you, Gaia, and I look to you, Spiro, or to Valentine, and go, he is not safe here. He is not safe here.
I encourage you to take care of that sooner rather than later, both so that you can focus on tasks at hand and also for his own safety.
I will talk to him today. And prep him.
Unfortunate as it is, I don't think that anyone inside of these walls is going to be safe for much longer.
I know. But if he is out from under our feet, that is one last thing that we have to worry about.
No offense, but we require your full attention for this.
Yes.
I will be right back. I will be right out the door.
Okie doke.
I'll come back after a short amount of time. Noticeably calmer. And if anybody looks a little bit deeper, with a new anklet of a ghostly white material.
A new what? I'm sorry.
Anklet.
Anklet.
Interesting. All right. Well, if that is all, Valentine, I'm going to give you my leave. I'm going to go upstairs to check on Max, talk to him, and then make my way to the Carnation.
Noted. Gaia, have you sent me information about that anklet?
Yes, I Skype chatted you.
Skype, okay. I had looked everywhere. But gotcha. Tracking.
Super secret.
Cool. Okay, so, yeah. If that is all, I should probably get started on today's tasks. I shall expect to hear from you soon.
Of course, and I'm sure that if anything arises within the council upon them hearing the news, that we will be informed shortly as well.
Yes, of course. Outside of anything emergent, you should expect to have a mission from me in a more official capacity in the next week or so.
Very well.
Oh, one more other thing. I finished the table, so we got a map that's working real good now.
Brilliant.
For moving around like logistical things and stuff.
Excellent. I will have a few of the men bring it in here.
What?
He just kind of looks around at the scattered desks and stuff. It was pretty hodgepodge, and you can see just in the short time you've been here, they've tried to make it a little bit more like an official war room, with moderate success.
It's
They
not gonna
have-
fit down the hallway. You know that, right?
Do you not think so?
No.
Absolutely not.
It's big. It's the whole city.
It's a very big table.
Yeah, I sigh and go, frankly, no, Pascal, you understand these things, and I understand these things, but I feel like many of the people who have joined this cause are still a little rusty. So part of what I can do is do some training with the men. We can use the stage as more of a war room than this space.
As you so desire, I was just attempting to give you the privacy of a living quarters, unimpeded by the comings and goings of strategists and soldiers alike.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you said, there's going to be a time where we are all going to be under each other's feet, and this is just how war is.
If
Yes.
if you want the table to be smaller, I can make it smaller for a small amount of time.
It is up to you. Like I said, we can
You will
hold
have to-
meetings.
Hello.
Go ahead.
You will have to be quick in transporting it. You will have about a minute to bring it from there to here.
We shall see about your patience with the additional company. If it becomes untenable, we will perhaps figure out a solution to get it here into the official meeting room. You just let me know when you've had enough.
Very well.
He gives you that nod that's like, I'm not dismissing you, but I'm giving you.
I'm leaving, and if my friends aren't coming with me,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna drag them with me.
Oh, I see.
We are leaving.
Guys dancing behind you.
Yeah, it's that whole like, I don't want to take any more of your time kind of thing.
It's the Midwestern equivalent of welp, I suppose.
Well, fine.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I suppose. Gotta get going.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you have a very busy day ahead of you. I would not want to take any more of your time.
Yes.
So yeah.
Bye.
So what are y'all doing now? You have had.
Well, hell. Good question.
I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I can gently rouse Maximilian to have this conversation.
It does not take much. He did get a full night's rest, and he is on the tail end of his recovery period.
Awesome.
He even asks for like an actual meal.
Okay.
The meal is notably better coming out of the cafeteria upwards inflection.
Okay.
It's like a perfectly normal stew. Not great, but like it's not bad. It's stew.
Okay.
So was the food
It's not potentially
that bad
toxic.
for that long? Because
Bro, she's taking L's even from the grave. That's fucked up. Like,
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
L.
Um,
Oof. That's rough.
so while
I'm sure
while
it's
he-
just because you're better supplied right now.
Okay. So while he's eating, I am gonna sit down next to him and go, Maximilian, do you know how I said I promised to take care of you?
Ghosts, where is breakfast? I'm very hungry.
It's coming. I message Guy to bring food.
I feel like I've not eaten in 100 days.
Oh my goodness. Not nearly that long, but it has been a few.
What is this on my hand? And he kind of like points at where he has scars crisscrossing his forearms and hand.
Those are scars. You got. I told you that you got very hurt. And in
These
order.
are old. There's a lot of them. He like opens his shirt and looks down at the even more extensive scarring down his chest.
They look old because both Roderick and I used magic to make you better.
Oh. You can see he's not fully capable of grasping the gravitas of what that means, but you can see he gets a glimmer.
Yeah. So I need you to trust me.
Why would I not trust you? Are you going to read to me tonight?
I will read to you tonight, and I will read to you tomorrow night.
Can I have pie?
Yes.
Jesus.
Awesome.
Max, I need to have a friend watch you outside of the city.
Oh, who's the friend?
You'll meet them. Okay?
Okay.
But it may be for a little while, because
Like
you
a
know
week?
how. Maybe a little longer than that.
That's a long time.
I know it is.
Will I be able to come back to the theater?
When it's safe, I will come get you, and we will go back to the theater or wherever adventure we go on together, all right?
I don't want to miss the uprising.
I will make sure that at the most important time you will be called. Okay?
But what if you forget?
I have a mind of an elf. I do not forget.
Do elves not forget things?
No.
Is that because of your magic?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that. That is not in any of the books.
It's a secret. Shh.
Okay. I won't tell anyone. Not even Gaia.
Okay.
But you should tell Gaia, because keeping secrets from your friend is not good.
I will tell Gaia. Max, do you think that you will feel better in 2 days so that I can take you to be
I don't
safe?
know. I mostly feel okay now. I just really want to eat.
Okay. Well, I think at that point Gaia's up with the food.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get... Oh, go ahead.
Well, she'll bring the food up to him, but also look down at his hand in puzzlement. What happened to your hand?
I don't know. Apparently I got hurt very badly, but Roderick and Serafina helped me.
Oh.
I was asleep. He says with just kind of like this little shrug.
Well, they look very cool.
Thank you. Do I look like a warrior?
You always have.
Strikes a knightly pose, sitting on the edge of the bed.
Now
I'm
eat.
hungry. Can I have my stew now? That kind of reaches out.
Here you go. And
You're not gonna get... Oh, go ahead.
Afterwards, I can show you something very cool. I will make you very big.
You just get kind of nods. You're not getting any verbal answers out of Max for the time being. This is the first meal besides like small bites of bread and like broth that he's had in days.
While he's eating, because I want to show like this camaraderie of I look over to Gaia and go, Gaia, I have a secret to tell you. Elves have the best memory. We do not forget things.
Oh.
She's telling you? Because it was a secret? He like lowers his voice for a moment as he realizes he was being loud. But I told her she should not keep secrets from friends.
That is very important. I did not know that about the elves. I know my people, we don't forget either.
Well, Gaia, we should let Max eat, and we have some business to attend to.
Oh.
When are we going to meet your friend?
In 2 days.
Okay.
And I go downstairs and look up at the ceiling and go, okay, Gaia.
It's a ceiling.
I know.
Roll a perception check. I'm joking.
I was like, oh shit.
There's a bomb!
Run away! No, I tell Gaia, do you want to walk with me to the Carnation so that I can put myself on the roster?
Yes. And she's, even before you asked her that, but she was dancing down the stairs. Seems like she's in a happier mood since the conversation from earlier.
Okay. Where do I see Apollinaire or Roderick anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I look to you guys. If I'm going to be doing this, I need to go to. I have to go put myself on the roster, and then tonight I'm gonna go have a meal at our favorite establishment. If you would like to join.
Wait, or you need to put yourself on the roster?
So that I could slip a note to Mizanti when he inevitably comes into the Carnation.
Oh, okay, right.
He likes to see the pretty ladies too.
I'm sure that he does.
I hope he
Yeah.
pays for when he looks, because you're supposed to do that.
It would be very rude of him if he did not. You'll have to keep an eye on him. Make sure that he is being proper.
I bet he loved that.
Tough shit.
Lord.
So.
I can say it'll be a simple matter. You guys head over. You can get yourself back on the schedule several days a week, however many days a week you want.
Yeah, I think that it'll be like every other day, kind of starting, like not tonight, but the next night, and just sort of create a schedule so that I can give to Valentine Pascal of like, these are the nights I will be at the Carnation. And yeah.
It's like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday kind of thing? Or...
Yeah, roughly.
They give you a premium rate. You'll be making 5 silver per showing, as you blew them away with your first performance. So in their opinion, you're gonna make their money back several times over by setting just the perfect mood.
Great.
And if there are any changes that you are going to need to make to the schedule, please just give me a few days' notice so that I can find a replacement for you.
I will. I am so thankful. Yes, of course. I will do my absolute best.
Brilliant. And thank you. We are just delighted to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I leave and that's all of what, like a couple of hours. It's like there and back.
Yeah, probably each of these is for like a 4-hour slot. They scheduled you for their busiest hours, which are, later in the evening, 6 to 10 kind of deal.
Yep.
Is there what else is being done today? Sorry, I don't want to lose track. So you're on the schedule at the Carnation. Gaia went along to get a view of the pretty ladies. Roderick, Smith, and Apollinaire, what are y'all doing at the moment for the earlier part of the day?
I'm ask Apollinaire if it's alright if I rifle through his jewelry box.
Oh, Roderick sounded really human there. That was weird.
That's right, it's very human. I was speaking with an accent with not speaking as Roderick.
I was just teasing.
Apollinaire would want to know why.
Well, I've got it in the backpack, and I'm curious, that's all. It's all right to say no. We can just put it upstairs with the rest of your things or something.
If you could just hold on to it for now, that would be wonderful.
Does it make you sad?
Among other things, yes, and it made it through the file, which is interesting and upsetting to interested parties, apparently.
Right, so. Alright. I get you.
Thank you.
Devils are incapable of understanding innuendos.
I don't give a
Okay.
shit what he thinks. Like, fuck him. Like,
I'll keep you safe.
somebody's got to be polite. Isn't it him?
You haven't heard from him actually since then.
Good. Asshole. I don't know if I don't know if Apollo will be doing anything of particular import outside of just doing some very not like going anywhere dangerous, but just kind of, you know, having lunch like out or you know, like a brunch like out and about in town around here, and just see, like, check, like they said that they've been continuing trying to like sow dissent and recruit people, and I just want to see if there's if it is like visible that the tension is growing within the city itself, like among the citizenry and stuff.
Yes. Without needing to make any rolls, I will say that there is less, just especially outside of if you leave the third layer and visit the fourth layer at all, there's not much in the way of the kind of usual jubilation. Like we said, this week is reaching its end, which is why Alikos is having his leave days now. But it doesn't feel like that ease that people get at the end of a work week. That anticipation is kind of gone.
Oof.
You still have people, you know, going, having, you know, a couple end of week drinks, chatting with friends at the eating houses. But a lot of that ease isn't there. It almost seems a little bit forced, or like the people are going through the motions. And everyone has that sense of looking over their shoulder.
Awesome. Cool.
I would like to accompany Apollinaire as he goes out on this journey because we can't go by ourselves.
That's true. I did say that. You won't object.
You don't see anyone watching you. But you do see a Franzlin agent watching other people.
Sus.
I'm not gonna say hidden per se. They're not like peeking out from inside a dark alley. It's the only Franzlin agent you've seen in a few days. It's probably like in a cafe. Doesn't spot Roderick because he's already watching someone.
Oh.
There seems to be a table you can see people talking in, kind of like that leaned in, having a private conversation in a public space kind of thing. And this agent is also sitting at a table in the same cafe, but he's got like a meal in front of him that's mostly untouched. And he's doing that, like looking over his untouched drink at these people.
A table of whom?
Just people.
Just
Laborers, middle-class workers.
people. Oh.
And he is very
Huh.
skillfully hiding his observation from the observed, but he wasn't trying to hide from other people. So
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of nudge Roderick and just have us kind of wander where we could get close enough to maybe hear any kind of conversation that may be occurring at this table of laborers.
make me a quick perception check. Actually,
I'll let him go to get closer by himself.
Oh shit. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Because
Robo
I'm
boy.
not gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
unnoticed.
But
if
you're so much
wiggling
better at
closer.
perception than me.
I will need 1 perception check from Roderick and 2 from Apollinaire.
Okay.
So we'll actually do just the first one. So 1 from Apollinaire for now.
Hey, we're
Oh,
rolling the purple die.
This is we'll say this first one is before Apollinaire has made it back over to the table or near it.
13
Okay, gotcha.
in the double digits. Let's go. Winning.
Just so that we're clear, with him going to approach their table and this other gentleman being kind of laser focused on that situation, I would like to go sit down at his table.
At his
At
table.
the agent's table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's
still
like
tell me
a
the results of your
bouncer at
perception
the.
check.
Do it.
I still need to know the results of the perception check.
Sure.
There are 30 crossbowmen on the roofs.
Apollinaire's or mine?
Yours. I already heard
Oh.
Apollinaire's.
Oh, I'm
Apollinaire.
sorry.
Yeah.
Mine's 21.
Tiny
That is much higher than a 13.
magic number.
Um,
Hey man.
Excuse me.
Give me,
So-
I rolled an 11.
Or 13.
Fuck you.
So the first thing you'll notice, Apollinaire, you don't see any of this. You're just already on your way over to
focused.
eavesdrop. And just so you know, for both of you, this is a cafe with those like outdoor seating. You see like people go to vacation in Italy or France. They're always outdoor sitting in the by the street, seeing the views while they eat. It's that kind of thing. So just small tables, 3 or 4 chairs apiece. There's probably 5 or 6 of them out here. You can see further seating indoors as well. Roderick, with your 21. The first thing you notice is you see a thing attached to his ear. And he seems to keep reaching up to what to Apollinaire would seem just scratch his ear or something, but he seems to be fidgeting with something as he is observing them. The other thing you notice, one of the times his arm moves to adjust the thing on his ear, his coat opens and you can see something. You don't recognize the device, you haven't seen it, but you recognize a slot where a crossbow bolt is sitting and a trigger mechanism. You've seen hand crossbows before. This looks like some kind of collapsible version.
Right.
So the gentleman is armed.
Cool.
A lot of the day agents you haven't seen with arms, but he's packing, as it were. Apollinaire.
What? Yeah.
So you head over to their table. Are you just lurking nearby? Are you trying to take?
No,
a seat?
I'm trying to hit him with like the drive by. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kind of scooch past them, and I'm old, so I can get away with kind of walking a little slow, and I'm trying to see if I hear conversation that would indicate that these guys are like dissidents, and this guy's been stuck on them to like follow them to their hideout and their rest of their cell or whatever.
So without role-playing out a conversation between 3 NPCs,
I want it
with myself.
right now. Different voices, rich backstories, whole
No.
nine. Hello.
No. But what you do get is that they seem to be discussing dissatisfaction with the current situation, and one of them is mentioning having heard from a guy. Did you hear there's a new movement? Really? Yeah, there's even been a few raids. What are they doing? Here they're, fighting back. Really? That seems like a bad idea. You know what happened last time? Seems like a bad idea, but, things are pretty bad, man. So they don't seem like active members already.
Seditious!
But they're definitely discussing the knowledge of the Order of the Dawn with maybe more favorable of an outlook than the governors would like.
We got like a secret police situation going on. They're like, they're saying bad shit about us and good shit about the terrorists. Can't have that.
Definitely seems a lot like that, yes. But Roderick,
wow,
you said...
I just want to say, the Franz Lin, sounded really cool in concept until this campaign actually started, and now I just kind of hate them. I
am so sorry.
They just feel like, wow, you guys suck.
I'm sorry to hear it. So
cute.
So if I wanted to not be immediately obvious to this person, I have double disadvantage, one from the heavy armor and the second from being a source of light. With the
source of light does not apply during the day.
Cool. So that actually makes my total a 17 then. If I wanted to
what?
chilly just waltz up to, I rolled triple disadvantage, 2 15s and a 14. Or double disadvantage.
Yeah, no, just for future reference, the additional light source doesn't matter when you're already in a lit area.
Cool.
And it's 10 in the morning right now, so lots of sunlight. As all this is going on, same time that Seraphina is going to do her visit to the Carnation. So you walk up, he might hear a little bit of armor clanking, but this is a patrolled area. There's guards here and there.
Sure.
He doesn't seem to react to it. He only looks over at you as you are taking a seat at his table. He kind of looks up and just, you hear, oh shit.
It's alright, I'm not gonna hurt you, buddy. Are you
kind of moving his hand slowly under his coat.
Oh, you know that's not gonna hurt.
Stops. Doesn't move his hand out from under his coat, but he doesn't take out the hand crossbow either.
What you doing?
Doesn't say anything either.
What you doing here, cuz?
Getting the meal yourself.
I'm not lying to you. That's what I'm not doing. I mean, I'm not. You're fucking lying. Shut up.
What's your passive insight?
My passive insight. I got a 20 wisdom, whatever that is. Passive insight's 18.
That's high enough that he's badly lying to you.
So,
really taken aback in the moment. Didn't put together the best deception.
What's up? Hey, done.
Can I help you?
I was just wondering what you was doing here, so. Looks like you were paying attention to those folks over there quite a bit. Pretty keen-eyed on them.
And what business of yours is this?
I don't know. Trying to figure it out myself.
I don't think it is any of your business.
You guys keep trying to, attack me and stuff, so I'm kind of
You
worried.
walked up to my table. I did not approach you at all.
Right, I just mean you Franz Lin folks in general.
And who would you be?
I'm Roderick Smith.
Your mama.
Yeah, I know of you.
Alright. So I was just curious what you're up to there, cuz.
You're wanted,
Sure.
He's not sure what to do with that information, though, so he still hasn't
He's
said or
give
done
shit.
anything?
What do I do?
That guy on the radio is like, is he resisting? No. Is he hurting you? No. He's just
He's sitting there
asking.
menacingly.
Menacingly. um. So how can I help you?
Well, I've had kind of almost nothing but negative interactions with you and your folks, so it puts me on edge when you're taking a keen interest in other people, if that makes sense.
Interest in you has to do with your stealing of our technology, our secrets, and our business.
I ain't steal nothing.
My interest with them is of no interest to you.
Well, I mean, I sat down here and started talking to you. It's kind of literally my interest. What does that even fucking mean?
That means the reason I am watching them is my business. The business Franzlin has with you is different. That is a business-related matter.
Alright. So this isn't a business-related matter then?
Not your business.
Or I might be in multiple businesses.
What do you want?
I was just wondering what you wanted with those folks over there. It's pretty easy and simple. You just say the words, and then I'll leave you alone.
He drops his dice on the ground. I thought he had a nice hat. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Right.
I'll ask him who his tailor is shortly.
Oi, you over there. Where'd you get your hat from?
Chaos is a ladder.
Apollinaire, you hear Roderick say that in a loud tone of voice. They turn around.
This
One of
guy,
them's
he was wanting to know where your hat was from. Looking at it
Been wearing
the
a
whole
hat?
time.
One of the three is wearing a hat.
Is it even
Hence-
a good hat?
It's literally the plainest hat you've ever seen in your life. It's like ye middle class working cap for doing labor tasks. I don't fucking know.
What?
They at first they're like, what the fuck? And then they like see who is being referred. Their eyes first go to the giant on fire metal man, or in fire. It's a better term for that. Incendiary suit of armor. That's attention grabbing. I'm sorry. That's the first thing they notice.
Delicious.
And then they notice the outfit of the person next to them, and they just start to get up. The two not wearing hats are like, bye, we've already paid. And they start to, see you later. And they bounce. One with the hat's just like, he shouts out the name of some tailor and starts to follow his friends away. They just get kind of this look from the Franzlin guy.
Can I do like a check to see if, I've been mapping out the city pretty well. Might know where that tailor's at. Is it like a memory check or like a history check or something?
Roll me a wisdom.
Hey, I got a good
No
bonus
proficiency though. Memory's not a skill.
It don't matter. It's a
Nat
25 with a natural
never
20.
mind.
Yo!
That is literally like a tailor you can see from where you're sitting. He probably just saw the sign and shouted it out.
It's right over there. It's just across the street. You want to go check it out with me?
Yeah, let's check out the tailor.
All right, let's go. We'll just pop in and see what kind of hats they got there. I will give him a camaraderie, like,
Nice little clap on the shoulder. But
Do not touch me. Please.
I'm sorry, I don't mean no offense. It's just friendly. Little tap there.
Untaken.
All right. What's that thing on your ear?
The latest jewelry. He says, also an obvious lie without you
This
needing
dude's
to
just
roll.
so full of shit. He's so bad at it.
He's so bad.
I think at this juncture he knows that any lies are going to be understood, so he's the man with a gun in his back.
You mind if I give it a quick peek?
I really would prefer it if you didn't. You have already meddled with our technology more than you should have been allowed.
Was it not allowed to meddle with your technology?
It is not allowed to decipher its workings. That is the rights of our engineers alone.
Is it written on them? Is it like a signed agreement saying this information is yours alone?
It's an agreement we have with the city.
Oh, well, I'm a wanted person, so I don't give a fuck.
He does not respond.
Are they moving towards the tailor at this juncture?
Yeah. He is aware of the precarious situation he is in and is begrudgingly cooperating. Like I said, it's the gun in the back.
I'm gonna move back towards them.
Always this way, don't look at those guys, just tails right ahead. Anyway, well, that's a cool little device. You know, if you don't want me looking at it, I won't look at it. It's fine.
Brilliant.
Have you ever been in this tailor before?
No, can't say that I have.
For the sake of it already being 11:02, I would like to take the guy inside and buy him a hat.
Congratulations, you're out like 4 copper.
Hell yeah. Sorry. It's probably the first time I've ever bought clothing.
Yeah, they
probably wear a hat.
It's
maybe.
The horns are literally on fire.
Oh.
You find one that is vaguely in the same style as the one the laborer was wearing.
Hell.
Sort of, not really, but close. Thank
All
you
right.
for your gift. May I go now?
I mean, you.
You're free to go as you wish.
Just kind of gives a delayed nod and leaves.
Man, does anybody mind me making this worse than it already is?
Fireball.
I'm just the DM.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna wait and like let Roger do his thing. Dude came back out, and I would have, like I said, when it became clear that Roger was like getting this dude's attention, I would have kind of moved like back towards him, like enough to kind of hear the gist of the conversation of like them going to the tailor.
Wasn't being conspicuous about it whatsoever.
Right. Which I figure it's fairly easy to like. It doesn't seem like a ton is being gotten out of this.
There's a giant suit of armor filled with fire. Everyone saw him walking him to the tailor.
Yeah. So as they kind of, I'd have waited outside, and when they come out, it looks like the Franzling guy is about to kind of go his own way. I kind of want to like purposely kind of like trip and kind of like bump into him a little bit. And when he turns to look, I'm gonna take my other hand. I'm gonna kind of do like a this gesture, as the dude just kind of like a line, like lines of fire following the ends of my fingers. And, sorry, so pardon me. Why don't you look in my eyes, friend? And I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Holy shit!
I will say, without having to roll for it, because you are right there.
Uh-huh.
There's his first reaction is irritation. And he goes to look at you, and you see recognition. He just goes, shit.
Wisdom save.
Oh, snap.
He is charmed. You just kind of see,
Wonderful.
but deep in his eyes, deep in his irises, a flame ignite.
Wonderful. Why don't we walk and talk a little bit? We can catch up.
Sure. His demeanor is very different. He's a friend, of course.
Oh, and I mean, is it,
I only have a few moments. I must get back to
yes,
work before too long.
of course. We'll let us walk in the direction where you need to go. I do not wish to hold you up.
I must
But, you know,
speak to these three. Let us go this way.
What did he say?
He says, I have to speak to these three, and gestures in the way the three laborers went.
Oh, of course. I mean, so I was wishing to, ask about some, sense of update you on some family matters. Is it okay if we know? And I'm just gonna kind of touch my ear, like, is it okay if we have a little, little privacy while we walk? Of course, just while we walk, of course.
This just enhances my healing. It is not an issue.
Oh, okay, wonderful. That is good to confirm. Things have been really rough, and I was hoping to.
He said, "No sheet."
Oh no shit! I know. Right, and what is it that what is your friend's Lynn? What is it they have you doing on this? You say you have business with these three?
I can't discuss it in detail, but
Sure.
several of us have been contracted by the governors, so we are doing additional work.
Oh, by the governor. So who contracted by who specifically? Surely is that
By the governors.
all of them collectively?
Well, they are a collective.
Nobody reached out to you on their own, on behalf of the governors.
Oh, not me
I
specifically.
mean, to Franz Lynn.
Oh, I'm sure, but I am not privy to that information. They tell us what we need to know, and that's above my pay grade. I did get extra pay for it, though.
That is extra play is lovely. It's very lovely. But I mean, so I
hope to get a good winter vacation in off of this paycheck.
I hope that you may. But in the interest of getting your vacation, perhaps you should call it an early day. Go home. Report that to those gentlemen that they seem to just be enjoying their day off.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Surely. 18.
It was such a good lead, but I
So
doubt
I
I am going to get anything else. They're going to tell their friends. I will. You're probably right. Rest up, and I'll have a better day tomorrow.
Surely. And, maybe good to share with your employees, the rest of your friends and your fellow agents, that setting yourselves against the citizenry is probably a large mistake that they do not wish to make. In the long run. Not good business sense.
Just kind of gives that, considering nod, like he's still processing. Not that he agrees or disagrees with you, just taking in the information, consider it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I want to poke his ear.
Oh, I thought you had walked away. Do not touch me.
Did Apollinaire and him walk away whenever they were speaking?
Yeah, he said he was walking in the direction that he was going.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right, no worries. I was just going to go identify.
Oh, gotcha.
You're good.
Yeah. Very well. Have a good day. It's kind of.
Of course, my friend, and get to take some time and just relax a little bit. It seems you're a little tense.
Yes.
Earlier.
They have been working us to the bone. I'll probably enjoy the rest of this day and have a drink. They have strict rules about drinking while working for us, especially on this new job.
Well, have a good rest of your day.
And just kind of walks away and does that throw your hand up kind of thing.
Shoop.
He's on the way.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna inform Roderick, like while we walk. It would seem that the governors are contracting Franz Lin to search for dissidents. Or just even the whisperings of dissatisfaction.
Well, that's great news.
That is not good news. No.
No, it's actually kind of good news. I mean, you got basically all the normal folks and the good folks and, the Karofi and everything kind of on our side. And then you got the Franz Lane and the Altus folks all in the other boat. It's kind of cut and dry, making things pretty simple what side to pick. We'll get everyone on our side.
But Franz Lin is dangerous.
Right, yeah.
The possibility of them throwing the lot in with the other side is not a good one.
And Franz Lin hasn't been around for that long. How old's your character again? How old's Apollinaire?
63.
Franz Lin probably didn't even really start to kick off till you were in your mid-20s.
Okay, but still majority of my life.
Actually,
they've been around.
Probably closer to mid-30s.
Oh, about half. A little over, a little less than half of my life. Okay.
Started very small, selling watches and
trinkets.
Yeah. Appliances.
Now they're like bombs.
Yeah. Now a great amount of the infrastructure and stuff of the city is Franz Lin.
Look at it like this. Well, Franz Lin, they're not a Zealot group. On top of all that, they still sell things for money, right?
What?
And if you can't sell nothing to a city that all wants you dead, then you can't really make too much profit, right?
It seems that perhaps they think that they profit more from selling to the nations of the governors, perhaps.
The biggest customer is probably the Citadel, because they also operate the rail car lines.
But here's what I mean to say, right? There will eventually be a point that you get to in this situation to where they realize that either they join up with us or, there won't be an organization afterward, right?
Hopefully so.
I feel like greed will work in our advantage. Or to our advantage, you know what I mean?
What?
So,
we shall see.
As you finish your walkabout and return to the Seven Jesters Theater, Seraphina and Gaia finish their trip to the Carnation. Around noon, everyone is back, the Seven Jesters. And we will find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. And by that, I mean next time.
Copyright!
We're going to find out what they do for the rest of their day and how things go with the handoff of Maximilian and the other entirely too many things that they have going on. So as we wrap up episode 12 of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, thank you guys again for hanging out with us and enjoying the story we tell together. Be sure and catch again the Saturday session across Eberron, DM'd by our production crew, Jonesy, who you cannot see, is invisible, like a really cool and helpful ghost. We will be rating Perception Studio up next, but before we do, someone to drop a link. We are helping to raise money for Extra Life Charity for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. To quote the aforementioned ghost, open your hearts and wallets, be a hero, do what's right. It's not all fantasy. We can save people's lives right here and now in the RLs. So we'll see you guys soon.
Also, we won't be here on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. And a quick reminder, we won't be here for this specific Saturday. We'll be picking up next Wednesday with Blood and Silver, and the next episode of Across Eberron will be the following Saturday. I completely forgot. Thank you for that save. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good one.
Bye! Find us on Facebook!
No.
Yeah.
No. We're not on Facebook. No.
Yes, we are. LinkedIn.
No.
Yeah.